Hey y'all, this is Anna Alexander. Welcome back to my living room as I'm about to watch season 1, episode 5 of the epic, sweeping historical drama, Outlander. Now as I get comfier, I have a friend who has read all the books, just finished book 9, has read the first 4. She said so many times she never has to read them again. That's how many times she's read them. So when I mentioned I was having trouble following the whole Jamie claiming fealty to his uncle's thing, she went, well, hey, here's what was going down. She did divulge some things that have not yet been told in the story. So I don't want to say what those are. But then she also reminded me that Jamie's mother is Colum's and Dougal's sister, and how he falls in line with Airship and whatnot. And I went, ah ha 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 ha. Now I kind of sort of see clearer, which also made a scene in episode 2 that seemed like a little tiny faux pas, a major holy shit faux pas. But again, in case you're just now watching the series and then watching me watch it after you just watched it for the first time yourself, I don't want to spoil anything in the future, but there we go. There we go. So Claire's attempt at escape was thwarted. Poor Geordie. There's a character nobody mentioned or saw, or that I can remember off the top of my head. Maybe he was in the beginning with the groups of fellas first coming that we saw with Claire the first time around. But his death was horrible, and it was painful, and it was just so touching on a character that we didn't spend time with that much, which tells me when really bad shit happens to people that we have spent time with, and my loins are girded. However. So, where were we taking off? Dougal, there's things going there. Can't believe he tried to assault Claire. What the fuck? Why? How dare he? Why am I surprised? But how dare he? Why am I surprised? Anywho, he's going to now collect rents from the people that did not come to the gathering. He took everybody with him. And Claire is now going to try to find other ways to escape. We'll see how successful she is. I don't know. So I'm ready to get cozy with my plaid blanket. I've got my beverage of choice. Hope you do too. And let's get to it. Thanks for joining me, y'all.
For hearts of truest metal, absence doth still, and time doth settle.
Meanwhile,
What is it they're shouting over there?
They're teasing young Willie. It's his first time on the road with him.
they're hazing him.
Encouraging him to have biblical relations
With who?
with his sister.
This kid's gonna die, isn't he? He's the youngest. First time here with us. He's gonna die.
Yes, well, I've just come along to help Dougal with the records and the receipts, you know. The only one he'll trust with the money. And that bag is for the laird's rents.
This man has tuberculosis, doesn't he?
Explicit instructions this year that
He has got something.
something in the wind sets my lungs afire, you know. It's an English thing.
Also known as Jimson weed, the herb had medicinal properties that would relieve the symptoms of asthma.
At least it's not tuberculosis.
Ut den come the miller's man. Forget the order gone.
So I guess if effectively they're just going around collecting treasure, you'd wait till they're on their way back, fully loaded, and ambush and steal from them, eh?
Oh, but of course, things were much less civilized then. Back then, when men were men and the pernicious weed of civilization was less rampant upon the wild, bonny face of this land.
Because they're so civilized now.
And he says, I wanted to suck your pops dry. I'm going to swave you until you're alone out us.
Got a water?
Good day. Should have heard your shot.
I wasn't offended by the lewdness of their jokes, or squeamish over the fact that my dinner looks like a shriveled Easter rabbit.
nor was I too dainty to sleep on a pillow made of stone.
She's just bored out of her fucking mind.
Don't know what they're saying, lass. But I do think there are things you're not telling us. And I know you tried to run during the gathering. It's on your mind still, plain and clear.
Maybe she just wants to go home. Did they think of that? She just wants to go home.
6 shillings.
Oh, it's 6 shillings. It's true. It's 2 bags of grain and 6 shillings.
It was rather convenient that Ned showed her exactly where the money goes. And food for her to take. And a pig!
That's 2 fat pigs and a fine goat.
We'll see.
Well, maybe they can have the pig on the way back.
The men are all busy with the rent, so I find myself rather idle.
Idle, you say? Well, we'll see about that.
They'll put you to work. And I want her arm warmers. Where I must have those arm warmers. Where do I get those arm warmers?
Hello, all.
Oh, that's right. They noticed her accent.
Oh, that's pungent. Is that?
Hot piss.
Who's piss? How did they keep it hot? Okay, she must have put it over a stove. I don't think it's fresh. Take off your hammers first. That's right. Don't get the piss where you have to keep wearing it for the rest of the day. If I remember, this like stretches the wool and kind of pulls the fibers into place so that when you actually put it into a product, it's very rhythmic. It doesn't shrink or stretch. It's already stretched.
He's hungry, that's all. My husband had to give away our goat to the laird this morning, so we haven't any milk.
Oh, that's terrible.
Right, back to work, ladies. And we're going to need a fresh bucket.
That means you're helping.
All righty then. Geronimo.
Do the British know who Geronimo is? No!
Oh, yeah.
Don't be so manhandling.
And you smell like piss.
Well, that's the pot calling the kettle black.
The goat's ours. We're taking our wares.
The hell you are.
Okay, Claire. There's wanting to do what's right, but then there's also reading the room. Find another way to do it.
Madam, is everything all right?
Well, who are you?
I'm sorry?
May I be of service?
Aye, you'll keep your nose out of our business.
I'm afraid for him now. I'm afraid for him. That's awfully bold. What is happening? What is happening? You know, you tend to forget. In the dark, in 1743, it was fucking dark. There was no ambient light. You had to light a shit ton of candles to see everybody or anybody.
Sheen, a year enough.
What is he doing?
A toast, Nefiala Fain Asadrim.
Where is the consent? But what and why did Ned take out a bag? Ned took out a bag. Ned took out a bag. What you gonna do, Claire?
It's not
What
a
you
great
gonna
deal,
do?
but we can't expect much from a small place like this still.
Is he gonna do this to him every town they go to? Fuck that.
Be a good lass. Get your needle and thread, mend that.
So just so you can rip it again? What the fuck?
The lad can wear rags from now on.
Is that his only shirt? Are you gonna give him some lip, Claire? Kick in the ass? Oh. I think I would have been beaten a lot in 1743 for speaking my mind. Yeah, I'd be drowned as a witch. That. And then I'd come back and haunt their asses.
Black pudding?
The days passed in a blur, turning into weeks.
Oh my God, weeks.
We visited village after village.
Weeks.
My feeling of helplessness growing.
Oh my gosh. It is every town. Jesus. That poor man's not gonna have clothing and it's winter. Oh, what is happening? Who's being pillaged?
What's going on?
It's the watch. Men you pay to protect your cattle. Otherwise, they'll steal them themselves.
Extortionists.
How many? Two.
And Dougal taking his cut. I suppose that's patriotism as well.
Oh, no, my dear. No, that's business.
This is terrible. You starve your people, you don't create loyalty in them.
I was slipping on the wee man.
How many times do they tell the same sex stories over and over and over and over and over and over and over again?
I don't sit with thieves.
Hey, I will not be judged by an English horse.
Then don't do things that require judging. See, told you. I'd be beaten. What is it with boys and fiddling with things? So I take it they're in a part of the country that's not doing so well. Or they're all pretending to not do so well. Oh no. Oh, I've got bad feelings about this.
You come to me with empty pockets. What's going on?
Redcoats. Came through 2 days ago. Every year I pay what I owe to the Mackenzie. Tonight, I can't feed my family.
They're gonna take the boy. Please don't take the boy. Although the boy might be better off, but...
Your family will have supper tonight. And afterwards you'll join us for a drink.
Oh, does he do the same speech every night? Oh, good God.
Events followed a familiar pattern.
He's losing his shirt each time.
But then my ears sparked to a name I'd heard somewhere before.
Stuart.
Long live the Stuart.
And the 45 was just the most famous one. You know, Bonnie, Prince Charlie, and so on.
What was it? Longshanks? Longlegs?
So the Jacobites dedicated themselves to restoring a Catholic king, and Charles Stuart used the Scottish Highlanders to raise money for the Jacobite army.
You have more to gain from a Stuart throne than I do. If you don't want to save your own silly neck.
My neck is my own concern. So is my back.
Not while you travel with me, sweet lad.
That's why then you don't travel. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, motherfucker. She's pretty stealthy, that Claire.
He'll do that again. Use you like that.
Aye, it gets him what he wants, you see.
Sympathy. But not for Jamie.
I wished I could tell them that they were on the losing side of history.
You're gonna all die.
The Stuarts would never unseat the Protestant King George II.
What information she would have had to turn the tide? None, really. Well, that's not a good sign.
Journal chair crying. Ma.
Does he have a new story now and doesn't need to use Jamie's back anymore?
Good morning, Mr. McTavish.
Morning, mistress.
Are we like at Shaw 7 for this trip? I swear to God.
You are going to lose.
That's your opinion. And you're entitled to it.
It's a fact, Ned. History will never record the name of another Stuart king, but it will record the names of thousands of Highlanders who've died needlessly for a doomed cause.
History be damned.
Oh, it's so tough. Here's the thing. You could say all you want to somebody in another language about them, but she has no fucking clue what you mean, so... Oh, Angus. Oh, Angus. Well, they're not going to be fighting a war against the Redcoats because they're fighting amongst themselves.
3 split lips, 2 bloody noses.
Bastard's fingernail was sharp as a boar's tooth. It's gouged a hole in me.
Ow. You're such crybabies.
This is so much infection.
It was your honor we were defending. The lout called you a whore. We can insult you. But God help any other man that does.
So there I am, in bed. And Sweaty Nettie, the butcher's daughter, on my right.
Sweaty Nettie.
I believe your left hand gets jealous of your right. That's about all I believe.
Hey, you're a witty one.
I've never heard a woman make a joke.
Oh, Jesus.
3 days till we cross Culloden Moor.
Culloden Moor.
Oh, the Battle of Culloden. Battle of Culloden.
And the whole thing took less than an hour.
How many were killed?
Thousands.
2,000 men. But the interesting thing is that in the years following Culloden, the estates of the clan chieftains were plundered, sold. In effect, Culloden marked the end of the clans, the end of the Highlander way of life.
So what could they have done different? That's what you have to wonder. Well, besides that battle right there, maybe not the best place to have a battle. But what could they have done different?
I'm not a spy.
Maybe not, but you're sowing the seeds of doubt in our midst.
I am trying to warn you.
Warn me about what?
Blech.
Madam.
Ooh. 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 And they traveled with their wigs on. I don't know why it's bothering right now, but it is.
Pleasure to see you again. Is everything all right? Mackenzie or not? If you are holding this English lady against her wishes, you'll be dealt with. Tell me, madam, are you here by your own choice?
What the fuck? So I felt as if we were going on a really narrowly focused history lesson. We learned about Stuart. We learned about how the rent system worked in the Highlands, how they're trying to gather an army to fight the Redcoats, how traitors are dealt with by everybody. Very much a history lesson, which is fascinating. If you want to teach people about the history of a time period, set it to a fictional story. Sure, why not? We didn't learn a lot about Jamie, only because he was being used as a tool, which sucks. Claire, what we've seen of Claire is she's becoming to be attached to the people, but that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. She can become attached to them. That doesn't mean she doesn't want to go home still to her own time period. But she can definitely care about these people. And that's the tricky part is, it's going to happen. They're going to lose terribly and their way of life will be destroyed forever. Well, forever. Yeah, pretty much forever. Because here we are and the Highland life is nowhere near where it was in the early 1700s. and probably never will be again at all. The Scots are still fighting the British. There we go. Again, a very interesting kind of world building episode. Not really charactered, but definitely world building. And then they left it off at the cliffhanger. Well, fuck duck. So that just means that you have to come back and join me for the next episode, because it is a lot more fun with all of you helping me out along the way. So please hit subscribe if you haven't already, so you know when the next video drops. Take care of yourself today. Find 5 seconds of joy, and we'll see you again real soon. So until next time, y'all.